Watching a movie upstairs, so you're just going to have to ignore the sound if you can hear it in the background. So I jumped on today because I wanted to ask you guys a question, and the question is, well, in fact, I'm going to give you guys a sentence and I want you to fill in the missing gap. The sentence is, education starts at blank. Where does education start at? You see, 90% of parents would say education starts at school, when this is completely and utterly incorrect. Education, in fact, starts at home. Now, I know most of you would say, well, we don't know how to teach. We are not teachers. We are not trained. We don't know the curriculum. We're going to leave that up to the teachers. But here is the problem. Teachers are overwhelmed, they're frustrated, they're putting more and more children into the classroom with less teachers and supply staff. Now, that of course impacts every single child's education, whether or not they are high flyers, in the middle, or are already struggling with their learning. Now, the reason why I say education starts at home is because if we as parents put our right foot forward and say, okay, I may not know all of the curriculum, I may not be a trained and qualified teacher, but I'm going to do my very best to show my children, to demonstrate, number one, the impact that education can have on their lives and how easy it is to improve just a little bit day by day. Now, I always say to my children and my family members, just a little bit makes such an impact consistently over a long period of time. If your child does not see you reading, guess what? They're most likely not going to be interested in reading for pleasure. If you as a parent are not improving or taking steps, mini steps, just to improve your vocabulary, the way that you speak to your children, of course, they're not going to improve their vocabulary and they may have a limited vocabulary as well. If, for example, you're not just checking on just to make sure that they've actually completed their homework, then why should they actually try and do their best in their homework anyway? Mum's not really going to care. The teachers are overwhelmed and have so much to do anyway, so why would they try in the first place? So it's up to us parents to try our best to demonstrate how important education is for our children. Now, I'm not saying this is going to make them into the top ranking officials in every single job and career going out there, but what I am saying is that it will improve their opportunities. So as a parent, I think I'm going to give you just 5 little tips that you can implement today, right away, that will support your child from home without having them study for hours and hours and hours. Let's be honest with you. Who wants to continuously nag their children to study? I don't, and I have 3. So step number 1, improving vocabulary. Improving your vocabulary, the children will catch on as well. They will use the same words that you use as well. So already that will support them in their reading, in their writing, and that's simply you just looking at three different words every day and using them in your normal speech. That's it. Number 2, when you're in the car, use it as a little bit of study time or a little bit of educational games, maybe times tables in the car. You don't need to prepare anything at all. No excuses. Games such as word association games. You give them a word, they have to find a word that associates with that same word. Super easy. Counting, depending on the age of your child, counting in steps, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 3, 6, 9, just simple counting. Adding on, I've got a number in my head, what do you think it is? Add on 5, so on and so forth. Really, really simple games that you can do in the car. We spend so much time in the car or traveling on the bus. Use it to the best of your advantage. The next one is reading for pleasure. Now, you may not be a big reader. That's okay. But as long as you read, I'd probably say if you can fit in 5 minutes of reading every day, it's not much. Take into consideration, we have 12 hours during the day. So reading before bedtime, even if it's 2 pages. Now, I know as parents, we have so much to cover. But if you say, right, I'm just going to do 5 minutes reading before bed, you will see the impact over time. And your child will start actually bringing books to you. Saying, Mom, Dad, Uncle, Auntie, Nanny, Granddad, can we just read just for a little bit? So make the time and you will see the impact. Asking how your child is getting on at school as well. Now, a lot of the time, as parents, we pick our children up from school, we take them to school in the morning, we drop them there, we pick them up, and we can't just leave it at that. You know, the teacher's got this, they've sorted them all out. But just showing that you're interested in what they're doing at school will make them enthusiastic and make them try that little bit harder, because at the end of the day, our children want to please us and want to make us happy. So just asking, how was your day at school? What did you do at school? What did you do in maths, in science? What did you get up to? Is there anything that you're struggling with? Is there anything that I can help with? When's the last time you actually asked your child, can I help you with anything? Instead of leaving everything up to the teachers, it makes an impact. It shows the child that you as a parent may not be a qualified teacher, you may not have all the resources that you would love to have, but you are keen to try and help. And the last one is simply making the effort to talk to their teacher as well. Now, on school run, when you're picking up your child from school, just simply saying hi to the teacher. If you can, now I know the school run is so busy, but if you just say hi to the teacher, how did they get on at school today? And that will show your child that, as I said before, you're interested in what they're doing at school and you are keen to have a relationship with their teacher as well. So many times we drop them off, we pick them up, we just leave it at that. They know that school is school, home is home, but demonstrating to your child that you actually care about establishing a relationship with their teacher, and let the teacher know that if there are any issues, do this in front of your child. If there are any issues, just let me know. That's it. Those couple of words, a little sentence will make a massive impact, because your child will know that you are keen to know what's going on while they're at school, and you have an extra eye on them, and your teacher and their teacher has the ability to come to you if anything goes wrong. So those are my couple of tips just to support you as a parent, whether or not you're homeschooling or you have your child in full-time mainstream education or private school, it doesn't matter. Implementing those steps will surely support and help you and your little learner. Now, as I said, education, learning starts at home. We as parents need to bridge the gap between school and home, and yes, it is our duty to do so. We already complain about sometimes we complain about homework, we complain that this is happening, this is not happening. So many times I've seen parents go up to teachers and say, oh, you're not doing this, why isn't my child learning this, how comes you're not doing this, whinging and whining constantly, when as a matter of fact, if they flip the switch and says, you know what, and ask themselves, you know what have I done to support? Is there anything that I can do? They'll start thinking of ways that they can support their child too. And I think this is most of the majority of the problem stems from the fact that we as parents think that school is over there and home is over there. Whereas in fact, if we bridge the gap by simply bringing learning into our home, by simply talking to the teacher and letting them know that you are there to talk to as well, and you are willing and eager to support your child from home as well, it makes all the impact. So as I said, learning starts from home. It's Cordelia, the primary educator. I really hope that that video helps. If it does, just give me a like, and I'll continue to make these and share my knowledge of being a teacher for over 13, 14 years. I'm here to share, and if you do have any questions, of course, just let me know and I'll try and get them answered as soon as possible. Take care, and I'll see you on the next one.